Logan Paul confronts Jidion on his new faith direction. Okay, so if you guys haven't been keeping up, Logan Paul had Cliff on, which I thought was fire. Full circle moment for Logan Paul having Cliff on after the fallout with George Jenko, and now being someone that platforms Christian creators, which I think is amazing. Jidion obviously has had his own journey that's more or less a little rocky, but I think overall he seems to be trying to land on his feet, right? Not an endorsement of everything Jidion believes.
You know, I also got a hairline now. I got a hairline now. I had to get it.
How are you?
Man, I've been blessed. How you been, man?
You happy?
Bro, man, I'm blessed, bro. Blessed by the best, man.
Good, I know. How's the whole Christian religion, God?
Man, bro, it's just like
The flip.
Bro, everything's in perspective now, you know? It's like, you know, God, family, and then it's like, you know, career, friends, then career, you know? Having everything in order, because you know how this gets, like, whenever you're really into it, it becomes like your God almost. It's like,
It's worse, you forget who you are.
you forget who you are.
Pause it. So I find it interesting that Logan leads with this conversation.
Intentional eye contact.
Intentional eye contact, but opens with how is the whole religion Christian God thing.
Yeah. It's kind of like tongue-in-cheek, you feel like, a little bit?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I think Logan recognizes and has recognized that talking crazy about Jesus is not a good look.
Yep.
And came with the worst sequence of events in his life, his personal life.
Yeah.
After he was talking crazy about Jesus to George, then him and George fell out. And then the full circle moment is he had Cliff on, which we reacted to.
Yep.
Fire conversation. So I don't think so. I think he's genuinely curious about other people's spirituality because maybe he's exploring. Maybe he's actually, all the seeds that George Janko planted are coming full circle for him.
Look at God.
Go ahead.
Sometimes you need to take a step back.
For sure.
And then everything clears up.
I'm so happy that you did that, bro. Did you find yourself, you in the process of all that? Like,
Yeah.
Cool, bro.
Nah,
Well, good to see you, bro.
Good to see you, man. Hey, good luck in there. I feel like it was really cordial. Yeah. Shout out Logan, man. Shout out Logan. Bonjour.
So that was it. First of all, shout out to
was this at like Mr. Beast, like a Mr. Beast thing?
it's a Mr. Beast creator gets $1 million.
Okay.
Jidion titled this "Confronting Logan Paul Again."
Yeah.
All right, which is amazing. So listen, this is what I think. I think that Jidion and his rocky history with Logan Paul over what's the drink that they got? Prime, the back and forth with Prime, Logan being in Prime, not Logan being in Prime, the God thing, the faith thing. I think Jidion feels vindicated in his decision to make more faith-based content. I think George Janko feels vindicated in his decision to make and go the direction of leaning into his faith. I think this notion on a macro meta scale that you shouldn't talk about God, you shouldn't talk about politics in a pleasant society is completely nonsense. Like, I think that's out the window. And I think the more people that can be congruent with their actual faith views, their moral views, their political views, and be unapologetic about it are going to be the people that win moving forward. That's not to say that you can say anything you want at any time you want, because there is a time and a place where you're oversharing, right? But I think in terms of creators, when people know the things you believe, when people understand who your allegiance ultimately is to, I think that creates way more connection to your audience. And I think Jidion knows this. After the incredible success of our Bless God prayer journal, many of you guys began to ask for something that had a planner. And so we combined our Bless God prayer journal with a brand new leadership planner that jam-packs the same things from our prayer journal with a planner, goal setting, leadership meeting, and notes. With the next pages, you can see different sections right along here of this leadership planner where you can start out with actionable goals, 12 months of calendar, our original prayer journal prompts, our leadership journal with the proven problem solution framework, and of course, just free write notes. This leadership planner is based off of Matthew 25:14-30, which of course is the parable of the talents. The vision of the planner is to help you make the most of your time, talent, and treasure. Head over to blessgod.shop and get yours today. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace. I think he's still trying to figure it out because some of the videos, if we're going to be honest, are still a little kind of...
A little sus.
A little bit, you know? And I think Logan is exploring this. And I hope and I pray that Logan comes to faith. But on a macro level, and I'd love to hear from you guys, those of you guys that are like, that like really keep up with culture and media on a macro level. Do you guys see a shift happening? Do you guys see a macro shift happening with people no longer being afraid of talking about God, talk about faith? Do you see more and more people moving towards talking about God? It's like every time I open up Instagram, I feel like there's another rapper that is rapping about God. Yesterday it was the rapper Futuristic. Then it was Russ. Like all these guys seem to be exploring more about God and faith and trying to navigate in the industry and all these different things. There seems to be something in the zeitgeist that's shifting away from, I'm going to try to be as neutral as possible. I'm going to try to be as offending as possible because I don't want to scare away any single pocket of my audience to
sponsor.
Yeah, or to mess up a brand deal, right? Yep. Shout to Perez. He says, post-mill dudes going crazy. Hey, I didn't say anything about post-mill. You did, okay? But, I think there is something happening. I think we saw the tip of the iceberg with the Jordan Petersons and the kind of intellectuals, and now it's like making its way down, not to just Jordan Peterson, but like to just like rappers. You'd be surprised how many people are in my DM that are having these conversations, that want to have these conversations. I mean, just recently, one of the biggest stars on TikTok that people really didn't know where he was with the Lord, unless you were really, 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 really in his inner circle of fans, went to tour, went to see him live, just came out and did a massive record with Forrest Frank, about, like a Christian record, right? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about the homie Jake, open Christian record. Jake is one of the biggest stars on TikTok. He had the massive song Golden Hour. He was on the Fast 10 soundtrack. Just did a song with Forrest Frank, coming out being more unapologetic about his faith and about his relationship with Jesus. Those of us behind the scenes that know Jake and know Zach have known about this, but now it's like more like, hey, I'm willing to put it all out there and embrace my faith, at least in a musical standpoint. So like I'm seeing all of these things happening, and it seems like God is orchestrating something in light of one of the darkest times in history. Like 2020 was pretty dark with the pandemic, but goodness gracious, it's a dark, dark time in the macro of everything that's happening with the wars. There's 2 major wars happening right now that could at any moment spin off into World War III. There's the election. Man. There's the recent attempt on the president's life. There's just a sheer denial from folks regarding Biden's cognitive state, it's just really interesting how things are shifting. So I'm really curious, like, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys see this? You guys see the shift happening? Am I reaching? I'm glad that Jidion and Logan Paul are having these conversations. I hope they continue having them. I hope Logan Paul continues platforming more Christians. I hope we see more folks like Russell Brand come out and speak up about these things. Because I think what's happening, to Dr. Michael Brown's point earlier, I think there's a shaking right now in our society. I think there's a shaking right now in our culture because people are dealt with the logical conclusion of the secular humanistic worldview and what is the fruit of it. And we got the fruit of it. Don't talk about God. Don't talk about faith. Separation of church and state. Don't let your morals dictate how you vote. Don't press your morals on other people. And what have we gotten from that? We got a bunch of foolishness. Okay. So anyway, want to hear from you guys. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right. I'll see you over there. Peace.